All right, your exam is literally tomorrow, and we're about to crack a mystery from your everyday life that also happens to be a total goldmine for marks on your physics paper. Let's get right into it.
Okay, so get this. We've all been warned, right? A simple fridge magnet can totally scramble the magnetic stripe on your credit card, making it useless. But your phone, with its super sensitive compass, works perfectly fine right next to that exact same magnet. So, what's going on here? What's the physics behind it? Believe it or not, the entire answer to that puzzle, the whole secret, is right here. It's this one simple formula that's probably on your revision sheet right now. Mu r equals 1 plus chi. It looks innocent, but trust me, it explains everything.
And look, this isn't just some random piece of trivia. We've gone through the past papers, and this exact formula shows up in a whopping 95% of CBSE exams. That means mastering this one idea is one of the biggest bangs for your buck you can get tonight. So let's make sure you own it.
Okay, I know you guys are killers when it comes to the numbers, but the theory can be a bit fuzzy, right? So let's just ditch the textbook definitions for a minute. I've got an analogy for you that's going to stick in your head, I promise. We're going to think about all this stuff like different crowds at a music concert.
So here's the setup. The magnetic field, from the fridge magnet, that's the music blasting from the stage, super loud. And the different materials we're talking about, like the stripe on your card or the sensor in your phone, those are just the people in the crowd. And every person reacts to that music in their own way.
And this is where it gets really interesting. First up, you've got your diamagnetic materials. Think of these as the introverts at the concert. The music is just too much, and they literally back away from the stage. That's your credit card stripe, right there. The strong field repels it and messes up all its data. Then you have the paramagnetic materials. These are the extroverts. They kind of dig the music, so they'll edge a little closer, get weakly pulled in. That's your phone's compass. It interacts with the field, but it doesn't get totally overwhelmed. And finally, you have the ferromagnetic materials. These are the mosh pit fanatics. They hear the music and they just rush the stage, going absolutely nuts. That's the fridge magnet itself, powerfully, intensely attracted.
All right, to burn this into your brain for tomorrow, we've got a little chant. Ready? Dia dies away, para pairs up, ferro follows field. Let's do it again. Dia dies away, para pairs up, ferro follows field. Simple as that.
Okay, so now that we've got the story, let's connect it right back to the math, to that super important formula. Mu r equals 1 plus chi.
So let's break this formula down piece by piece. First, chi, that's the chi symbol. That's your movement. It's how much you react to the music. Are you an introvert moving away? That's a negative movement. Are you an extrovert moving closer? That's a positive movement. Next, the plus 1. This is your baseline. It just means you're already at the concert. You exist there in space before you even decide to move. And finally, mu r, the mu r. That's your total position. It's your baseline, the plus 1, plus whatever movement you made.
And guys, you have to remember that plus 1. Seriously, because this is where the exam loves to set a trap that so many students walk right into every single year. Let me show you a real question.
Check this out. This is a real question from the 2024 paper. It says, hey, if chi is 0.04, what's mu r? Seems almost too easy, right? Well, that's the trap.
What do so many students do? In the heat of the moment, under pressure, they just see 0.04 and write that down as the answer. They completely forget about the baseline. They forget they're even at the concert.
And for that tiny, tiny mistake, you get a big fat 0. It's one of the easiest marks to get on the whole paper and the absolute worst one to lose. We're not letting that happen to you. But you're not going to make that mistake. You know the deal. Your total position, mu, r, is your baseline, the 1, plus your movement, the chi. So you just do 1 plus 0.04, and you get the right answer, 1.04. That's it. Okay, to make absolutely sure you don't fall for this, here is another killer memory hook. Let's say it fast, 3 times. Chi is shy, needs plus 1 to show up high. Chi is shy, needs plus 1 to show up high. Chi is shy, needs plus 1 to show up high. You will not forget that plus 1. All right, you've got the analogy, you know the trap. Now let's just quickly run through the official DPF classification table you need to know for the exam. Diamagnetic, paramagnetic, ferromagnetic. This table just puts everything we talked about into a neat little box. So look, for dia, the introverts, chi is negative, right? They move away. So their total position, mu r, is going to be less than 1. For para, the extroverts, Chi is a small positive number. They move a little closer. So mu-r is just a little bit bigger than 1. And for Pharaoh, the mosh pit, chi is a huge positive number. So mu-r is way, way bigger than 1. We're talking hundreds or even thousands.
Okay, one last key idea that examiners are obsessed with. What is the 100% surefire test for magnetism? It's repulsion. If you bring something near a magnet and it pushes away, it has to be magnetic. It's diamagnetic. But attraction? That's tricky. Why? Because a magnet can attract other magnets, but it can also attract a plain old unmagnetized paperclip. So attraction doesn't prove anything for sure.
You know the drill. Let's lock it in with a chant. Repulsion is sure test, attraction is a guest. One more time. Repulsion is sure test, attraction is a guest.
Okay, deep breath. Let's put it all together. Here is your game plan for tomorrow. This is exactly how you're going to nail these questions and lock in those marks. First up, expect this everywhere. Multiple choice, very short answers, short answers. Second, and I'm going to say it one more time, never, ever drop that +1. Third, when they ask you to classify something, here's your two-step process. First, check the sign of chi. If it's negative, it's diamagnetic. You're done. If it's positive, then you look at the size of mu-r to decide if it's para or pharaoh. So why are we hammering this home so hard? Because getting this one concept down, this one formula and how to use it, is going to directly hand you 3 to 5 marks tomorrow. That could literally be the difference between 2 grades. So there you have it. The physics behind a dead credit card isn't some crazy complex thing. It's simple, and it's a key to guaranteed marks. You walked in with a question, and now you have a strategy. So the only question left is, what other tough topics in your notes are just one simple analogy away from clicking perfectly into place? Go crush it tomorrow. You've got this.